What do you tell parents who maybe they have a young kid who's having elbow pain and maybe it's growth plate related? What can you do besides just wait it out with growth plate?
Oh man,
That one's hard because like some people say, oh, you should be like doing more shoulder care. It's like it's not like a work ethic issue when you have growth plate problems, in my opinion, for what we'd seen in the past when I had my academy.
yeah, no, I get nervous about growth plate stuff. So my initial response to that is always just shut down throwing for now. You don't want to make that problem worse because you could cause some damage that will not ever be fixed. Go see a orthopedic surgeon immediately. Go see a doctor. Get some imaging done. Make sure that's what's going on. And then you really just need to wait it out before you can start throwing again.
It's really frustrating to people because they feel like they did something wrong because they had pain, but they didn't do anything wrong. Like when I had my academy, we'd have 1 or 2 kids every winter had some kind of growth plate thing. Some years it was a 10-year-old, some years it was a 16-year-old. And it's like they were all working hard, they were doing the right things, they weren't overused in any capacity, and they're just like, well, my arm hurts when I throw. And sometimes it can be really sticky. It could be like 9 months, 12 months. It just depends on the kid, but it's just like where your body's at in its growing cycle, and when it decides like, hey, this is too much for me, and this is like, I'm angry, me personifying a joint. Yeah, it's just like hard to get rid of, but you can't just like do more arm exercises and the growth plate pain goes away.
No,
it doesn't work that way. No.
That's tough too. When you're a kid, you don't want to take a break and you want to keep playing. So it's hard to, like, there's been a lot of times where I've had kids that have had either growth plate issues or some other injury. Yeah. I'm like, okay, you got to shut it down. Don't do any throwing. And then you come to find out they're throwing on their own outside just because they don't want to take a break. It's tough.
Yeah. And what you learn as you get old and salty and you have like real injuries like I have is that like 6 weeks is not that long of a time to wait.
No.
That you'd much rather take like, all right, I'll take 6 weeks off or 12 weeks off, whatever it is, especially if it's the off season and it sucks and it's lonely and your teammates are doing fun stuff and you don't get to do that fun stuff. But then if you keep pushing it, then you make it 6 months or 12 or like a real legitimate
16,
injury, and then it'll be a long time. Yeah.